Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Filmaholic. Um, as you've probably seen on the news, it's been sad, pretty sad day. You'll be watching this tomorrow or today, but we're recording it the day before. Kobe Bryant, we lost him today in a helicopter crash in LA. Um, it's shocking. It's sad. But I feel like we should do a video on it, kind of talking about it, because he, not only I know Bell, he was kind of inspirational to you and whatnot, and um, but he's also had his hand in cinema. He made a short film and won an Oscar for it. I just watched it right here in front of you because I'd never seen it before, and it's a really great short film. I'm glad that it won that Oscar. Uh, but I'm gonna let you take it from here. Say what you'd like.
All right. Just real quick to recap what he said. He passed away unfortunately today in a helicopter accident. I think it was him and three other people. So it was him, his daughter, Gigi, of 14 years old, and another parent and a teammate of hers, and also like the pilot. But yeah, it's unfortunate what happened today, and just yeah, like when I read that, like saw on Twitter, and it was just like it hit me instantly. Like usually celebrity deaths don't hit me, but probably Dyson Stanley got to me. Not just because growing up watching it, but he obviously had like a pop culture thing in our time. Even if you didn't watch basketball, you knew who he was. Like
Exactly. I've never been
yeah,
uh, big into sports, but I knew who Kobe Bryant was. Like that's one of the names that he's so iconic that everyone knows who that is.
yeah, like if you ever played basketball, like in gym, like for us, if we were middle school or high school, like you have guys getting dunked on and be like, "Oh, I just Kobe" or something like that. And obviously, you know, like he won a like I think 5 NBA championships. But the thing that for me that what I liked about him the most was his mindset, and you got some of it from the Dear Basketball. But he is also like an inspiration for for you to be a good father, even if you whether you have sons or daughters or whatever. Like he's a good inspiration, not as an athlete, but as a man alone. So yeah, but not talk about our late review for Dear Basketball in tribute for Kobe and his family and the families that passed away in this unexpected accident.
Yeah. That the short film was really great. It's like somebody who isn't big into sports. I don't watch basketball or anything like that, but I like watching things and listening to people that I can relate to on different levels. His love for basketball. Even for me, I can relate to the other things, film and everything. He's talking about him as a young kid and how he got into basketball and his love for it and how it's took him through life. And I think everybody can like try, can relate to something like that. That's got them through tough times. That's made them who they are, and like who's it was carried them, and like him talking about his love for basketball, and then obviously having to let it go too, and move on from it. Which I mean, I don't think he ever moved on from basketball, but giving it up as a career as a player. Um, yeah, I thought it was a great a short there, and the animation was incredible. I thought like the drawing design they had going on was awesome. The fact that John Williams did the score for it, like people respected this man, right? Like I mean, he had like that much talent of people backing him up with this short film. And you look at all the people that are talking about him on Twitter, all the news, all this stuff. Everyone respected him, and not just as a player, as a person, as a father, as a teammate.
Yeah, they one of my favorite lines from the short was like you ask for my out hustle, I give you my heart. And also especially like since like I'm also like into other things, like being active and stuff. And one thing that kind of like also got to me was just like he acknowledged that like like pretty much just like my mind can take pretty much like I can still do this like mentally, but physically I just can't do it anymore. And like like what I do right now is like yeah, I can still take it mentally and physically, but there's gonna be a point I won't be able to do it like six days a week. There's just probably gonna be a point I may probably just be able to like do it like 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So so even so, but it's, yeah, especially like like even like for us like no matter what we want to like well not just for us but for anyone that you grow up idolizing someone or you grow up want to do something in life or probably like 5 things at once, but you always had that person or team or like whoever it may be, you looked up and you like I want to do that or I want to be just like him. So it's like remember like when he had the like in animation he had the like 1984 and the 19 like from the Lakers.
Hmm.
Like I'm pretty sure like I know you're like an Alfred Hitchcock fan, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that's like we all find way relatable. Like for me, like what is it like? I I watched his highlights. I think like I think like the most recent moment, well not the recent moment, but his last game against the Felix Suns. He put up 16 points, over 60, I think 63 points on his last game, and the man was just literally just having the time of his life. Like it was his last game, but he put up 60 fucking points on his last game, dude. And this is like when he like I think after like he put up a lot of injuries. Like he was pretty much like his body gave up. I think he ruptured his Achilles attended like
Um,
months prior to that. So yeah, and what this dude meant to like well, not just to Los Angeles or to the world of basketball, but this guy literally meant a lot to like for NFL players, like obviously some celebrities in Hollywood, soccer players as well, like the world, like he literally had an impact, not just as a player, but as a but like all aspects of life. He had
yeah.
a a touch. But and I was honestly just like after this short, I was just thinking like this man is just anything else this man can't do, and I was really looking forward to what he else he can do down the line. But I don't know, like maybe he has some scripts or something his wife can put out one day, but I don't know. I was really looking forward what else he can have down the line, like a basketball documentary short or anything with basketball or something else that's not about basketball, just anything to be honest. It's like just from that short alone, you can kind of go like, oh yeah, this man is talent is a talented writer.
Definitely think at some point down the line we'll see a film about him, a biopic about him.
Or obviously now there's a chance there is going to be an ESPN 30 for 30 or a Netflix documentary or anything at this point. But yeah, seriously, if you haven't seen the short, I literally like watch it. Like it's really beautiful. Like I remember my first time watching, I just bawled my eyes out.
Yeah, it's really emotional. I'd definitely recommend checking it out. I'm glad that you suggested it to me to watch here because yeah, I
And
think
now,
everyone it's definitely it's a motivation thing to watch it. I feel like even if like you're not into basketball and stuff, check it out.
yeah, yeah, and I know you're heading to LA soon, which soon as will be in a couple of days.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, and one thing I will do tomorrow morning in Cherry I'm gonna do like uh, I'm gonna do like pretty much like first number 24. That's the number of like meters I'm gonna run like 2,400. So I'm gonna do that and also like a row. and maybe 80 burpees because there was a point he wore number 8 for a while. Uh, I'm pretty sure you all seen this guys on Twitter or anything, but something unexpected like this, just go hug someone that you love, and if there's anything bothering you from like a family member or friend that kind of bother you from the past, just like let that shit go. Like there's other important stuff to worry about than just something petty.